Salutations, Utopians. Hope all is well with everyone. I know we're getting this week started Monday. I've noticed a lot of rumblings about this LA Chargers rebuild. Obviously, Justin Herbert I consider to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And ironically enough, his counterpart, Josh Allen, his peer in Buffalo, last year the common theme and gripe was that he was being asked to do too much. For whatever reason, they didn't allow James Cook the touches right away out the gate. And though I do still think the Bills lacked a short yardage runner between the tackles, despite signing Lenny Fournette at some point in the season, the biggest complaint was they're too vertical heavy. Jim Harbaugh inherited a national champion of the University of Michigan. Jim Harbaugh inherited a $46 million deficit when he joined the LA Chargers, which I think he was willing to sidestep because he does love California, having once coached at Stanford. Obviously, had amazing success with the San Francisco 49ers. Fell victim to some dirty politics. Went to Michigan and actually went out and accomplished the mission he set out to do, returning the University of Michigan to prominence, regardless of what the last couple weeks consisted of. With that being said, I'm hearing a lot of people complaining, about how the Chargers have gone about this offseason. When you got a guy like Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, you immediately start thinking offense, high octane, so much so that some are saying J.J. McCarthy, is who I have as Alex Smith. Alex Smith's a very respectable quarterback, definitely had a long tenure in the NFL, had some ups and downs, but for the most part, that was more than a respectable quarterback in the NFL. Do I think McCarthy, if let's say he is an Alex Smith, is a top 5 pick? Absolutely not. But he's being discussed like that, not just because quarterback talk in the NFL draft generates an interest and it's become its own league in its own world of its own in the NFL subplot category, but the cosign of one of the greatest football minds to ever grace football, not collegiate, not pros, football. Okay, McCarthy flying up the boards right now, so people are scratching their head. Mike Williams first to go. Second, Khalil Mack was willing to restructure. Bosa was willing to restructure. Then we hear the news of Keenan Allen getting traded to the Bears for a 5th-round pick. They're $46 million over the cap. Okay, so how do they supplement that? Okay, well, what do the Chargers do? They say we're going to go get my brother's former running back, Gus Edwards, from the Ravens. Short yardage, goal line runner. Something tells me they're not done on offense. This is one of the deepest drafts. I still keep telling him Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, is going to be a stud. Xavier Worthy just raised eyebrows with his 40 combine. That being said, I can easily see one guy at running back who I feel like is a can't-miss prospect, and that Ezekiel Elliott, Bijan Robinson realm. I didn't include Jahd Gibbs just now because I think only Brad Holmes really knew the magnitude. I did not hear anything about Jahd Gibbs being a top 10 pick last year going into the draft. And in fact, Brad Holmes only took Jahd Gibbs in the top 10 because Devin Witherspoon, the defensive back, was taken off the board by the Seahawks. Now, Bijan was rated the best running back last year, and he ended up going first of all the running backs from his class, being taken, I believe it was 8th, to the Falcons. So, Braylon Allen from Wisconsin sustained a high ankle sprain injury against Ohio State and didn't run in the 40 this weekend. Didn't like that, but it did dawn on me. Braylon doesn't run. He knows how that looks from an optics standpoint. He said he wants the tape to speak for itself, but what if he's got a verbal commitment already? I mean, we just already heard the Bears are going with Caleb Williams today. So definitely there's a domino effect going on. I don't doubt for a second the Commanders don't know who they want. And judging the Commanders, to be honest with you, though I can see them easily going with the Heisman Trophy winner, Daniels, I could also see them judging by how they've been moving. The Ekeler decision, they did move off Sam Howell, so I guess that makes it a little more guaranteed that they will be going quarterback. But knowing how they've been moving, getting guys like Zach Ertz, Ekeler, they could easily go Marvin Harrison Jr. also, taking whatever's the safest guaranteed thing. But I think they're going to go Heisman Trophy winner Daniel because that fits the mold of what they are. If not, I could see Daniels falling to the Vikings. But I'm not going to be shocked if the Chargers say, hey, we got our defense, we're going to power run the football and play defense, and we're going to keep it low strategy. And by the time you get to week 4 or 5, while everyone's over here looking at the vertical game and Justin Herbert, they're just chugging along playing conservative West Coast style offense, getting the ball out of your best player's hand, your franchise player's hand, and only using them when you absolutely have to. So that's what I think is going on with the Chargers. They did spend a first-round pick last year on Johnson. I think he's a bust, but at the same time, you still have free agency. Hunter Renfrow is available. Cordell Patterson is out there. I don't think they're going to go 2 vets at running back, but Cordell Patterson is available. He's a Swiss Army knife kind of guy who you could have for the low. And when you're an innovator like Jim Harbaugh, you know Harbaugh could use someone like him. He could definitely figure out some crafty things. You're seeing it more and more. Darnell Mooney going to the Bears. He's going to be that Swiss Army Deebo Samuel type. The 49ers went to they got it. They got that. More and more teams are appreciating that utility Swiss Army knife type player build. Curtis Samuel's going to the Bills. I don't think people realize that he'll knock Stephon Diggs off his square if he has to. If the organization feels anything this year, any back talk, and I could see Diggs just getting the deactivation treatment, the A.J. Brown, Terrell Owens treatment. Hunter Renfrow's 28 years of age, 2022 Pro Bowler. That was 2 years ago. He has no traction from last year. He was drawing up his own plays with Gruden. Don't get it twisted. I could see Harbaugh definitely making a star out of him or helping him or bringing him back to at least 700-800 yard season. 4 or 5 touchdowns. There's options out there. Josh Reynolds, formerly of the Lions and Rams. I think he had phenomenal chemistry with Jared Goff. I don't think there's not many tandems in this league, quarterback, wide receivers like Reynolds and Goff, but it looks like Detroit has so much depth that they might have to move off Reynolds. That's another low-cost, high-reward option on the market right now. So, honestly, I'm telling everyone I made this video as a wait-and-see approach. I think the Chargers are just doing something different than what everyone was hoping or expecting, and it's ruffling a lot of feathers. But so far, they're on perfect track. They didn't have to lose either defensive player. That's what wins championships at the end of the day. Everything's going smooth in that rebuild. Draft capital in stock. Hey, they went for the knockout punch like San Fran is doing right now, because Purdy's on a 7th round pick. They try to do it with the skill positions and Ekeler, Williams, and Allen. It flopped. All good. Got a new coach who loves to be there and who's going to be coaching with a chip on his shoulder. And now with the LA Rams announcing Aaron Donald's retirement, LA's up for grabs. I'll try to do better next time, Utopians. All the best. Global, out.